And welcome. I'm Omer,
I'm Trevor.
and this is
Let's see.
Graps. There we go. Hell yeah, we fucking did it. I'm Omer Q. This is Trevor. There we go. Oh, we got
All
to
right.
do the. Hold up. You ready? Ready? You seen Dragon Ball Z before, right? Other way.
Yeah.
Fusion. Ha! Oh, we're back and more wacky and wonderful than ever. I hope you guys are doing well. Sound off in the chat. Let's get a real take rundown in the chat. Let's go. Trevor, my man, how you doing?
I'm hanging in there, man. Weather's kicking my butt. Messing with my voice, but other than that, I'm good.
Yo, for all y'all who don't believe in climate change, that shit is real. That shit is real.
Great.
What was it, Trevor? It was frigid, freezing, like 7 degrees, like a week and a half ago, and then last Friday, it was like 60.
77.
There we go. It
It was ridiculous.
was hot in Topeka. Um, hope y'all are doing well though. We have a packed show for you. A little bit more of a condensed show than we normally do, but we're gonna get through everything we got to talk about. Of course, CM Punk is injured, likely out of WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar no longer kind of in the plans for WrestleMania. So WrestleMania plans right now are absolutely changing. Vince McMahon has resigned from WWE again. And Trevor, it happened like a day or two after we did our last show. So we have not had a chance to talk about it. I'm really looking forward to getting your thoughts on this. And
Yes.
yep. Also on some, I was gonna say on some brighter news, we're gonna talk about Dark Side of the Ring and the new season, but it is called Dark Side of the Ring. So
For a reason. For a reason.
unfortunate news in wrestling all around. Hate to see it, but let's start off with a bit of a positive. Trevor, Royal Rumble was this past weekend. What'd you think of the show?
Listen, you know what? Wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I checked it out, and of course, it was not bad. But I will say, the shining star to me, I don't know if everyone else agreed, was that women's Royal Rumble match. That was it was pretty good, man. It was the to me it was the shining star. The men's Royal Rumble match was okay, but the women's Royal Rumble match, chef kiss, absolute chef kiss.
Yeah, I agree. I think like the what was really cool is you got like TNA talent. You had Jordan Grace, the
Yeah,
Impact or sorry, the TNA Knockouts champion, show up in the Royal Rumble, and they were giving her props. Like it was crazy.
she did a good job too.
Oh, you know, Triple H is like, yes, sir. Jordan, when's your contract? Okay, hold on. Oh, Jordan, when's your contract? Let me stop. Let me stop.
You like Randy Savage with an accent to Bullwinkle.
I gotta get
Like
the
it was.
no. I gotta get the Triple A nose in there. You know, like a very nasally voice. I'm the game in the middle of the ring. Uh, uh, but yeah, I agree with you. I thought that the women's rumble was just great. Like, of course, Naomi made her return, and that was an epic moment. What'd you think about that?
Dude, they were so loud. Oh, it was deafening. Like I was telling a friend of mine, like the reason she got her props was because everyone saw. Everyone got a chance to see what Naomi is capable of in TNA, being the knockout champion for as long as she was, and just having another career outside of WWE was just amazing. And they gave her flowers, man. Like Natalia was so happy to see her. Everyone else was happy to see her. It was just one of those things you're like, you just had to.
I will say I love Natalia in storyline though. Like here's the thing: Natty Neidhart is like a great, wonderful, fantastic, one of the best women's wrestlers of all time. Every accolade you can give her. Natalia, the sports entertainer, the wrestler, the character, so stupid.
Yeah.
My my girl,
Yeah.
she's right. You're doing the handshake spot. That's great. throw her out of the ring. You had a
Right. Like, what
chance.
the
Major heat. And you buy yourself like 90 seconds, like in the Rumble. Come on, you're starting number one. You can't be like, haha, yay, we're gonna
We're
fun.
gonna be friends.
We're fun on a Saturday night. Oh my God. Like, no, none of that. Although it is what it is. I agree with you though. Women's Rumble was fantastic. Personally, I thought the men's Rumble was like below average, like slightly below
Yeah,
average.
yeah. It was. It looked like they were looking for something that just wasn't there.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Rumble, Trevor, Cody Rhodes won. So it looks like he is going to finish the story. Maybe.
It looks like it, maybe,
Maybe.
possibly, possibly.
Well,
After he talked to Seth Rollins last night, we don't know.
yeah. Well, why don't you tell us about the Rollins promo?
I liked it. I definitely liked it. I don't know, like how everyone else thought about it or yourself, but I liked it. Um, to say Seth Rollins has been on a roll as of late is an understatement, in my opinion. I think his promo skills have gotten better, if that's possible. Um, and just the way he cuts a promo is just it's just awe inspiring. Just you just shut up and listen. But last night he did a great promo, pretty much trying to convince Cody to come after his belt. Now, honestly, any other time, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania 40 in the ring, yes. Oh yes. Couldn't be beat. Great matchup. But they used to say this a lot with the Walking Dead. I'm just going to change the name, of course. Cody Rhodes doesn't finish his story. We riot. Because I'm tired of hearing about the story. Finish the damn story and read another book. Jesus.
I was talking to a friend of mine, another friend of mine, about this, and I was like weird. Like wrestling fans are weird because we're like annoyed. like this isn't like
Right.
we want this great epic moment and like, oh my God, he did it. Yeah, the boyhood dream has come true. No. It's like, finish the damn story. I'm gonna like, like what is this?
Stop playing with my boy now. Let him finish the story.
Like I get it. It's whatever, but I don't know. But you're right. Rollins did make a good he made a good attempt at trying to convince Cody. I thought as good of an attempt you can make. However, Trevor, I do think it's undercut by two things. Number one, Rollins has done so much to make that title mean something, and it means more than it did when it first started. I will definitely give him that, and I will give him it was on Raw. It is the premier title, and it's been presented like that, and he has helped get it to that level. At the same time, like, gee, it's the secondary belt. Roman's title is the title. Like, it's just, it's what it is. And he could be going out there, Rollins could be going out there having fantastic matches, great feuds, electrifying stadiums, all the above. At the end of the day, when you hear that choir sing Roman's song and him walk out with a belt, it's different. Because you know Doom is coming, you know Mayhem is coming, and you know the damn well that the Bloodline is coming with him.
Yep.
It's just bigger. And all the other thing, number two, more importantly, Cody's beat him 3 times already. Once with a broken freaking pec.
Like we don't want to see it anymore.
Like it's a good match. It's just it's not the time.
No,
It's not the time.
no. And what's really funny to me is you got CM Punk, who we'll talk about that in a minute, but yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna mention CM Punk.
No, we can talk about Punk if you want. Go ahead.
Okay. So CM Punk, as you know, is injured, and he tore his quad.
Tricep.
But it was tricep. He tore his tricep, and Cody tore his pectoral muscles and wrestled the whole match. This man is just typical regular old Punk. He's not gonna wrestle.
Well, okay, all right. Now you're being mischievous, is what you're being.
I am, and I think I can. But
Well,
no, seriously. On a serious note, like we'll see what Punk has up his sleeve. I mean, if he can actually wrestle in WrestleMania, he's going to.
it's not
But
happening. It's not happening. He's gonna require surgery, and he's likely done for a while.
I mean, that's the same thing with Seth Rollins, though.
No,
Seth,
well, it's a different injury. Like
yeah, no, but Seth tore his MCL, didn't he?
he tore his MCL, but like an MCL, like he's come back from that. Like Seth did come back from that in 2017.
Of course, but it was after surgery, wasn't it?
Yeah, but this is like a different, like it's a whole different like muscle,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
like with Punk, like remember when he tore his remember this, the main reason that Punk was stripped of the world title after Brawl Out wasn't because he was suspended.
No,
It
he
was
was hurt.
because he tore his tricep and he was going to be out of action for a year.
Yeah, and like you said, he's torn it before, so it's an aggravated injury. So
So it is interesting though. I saw this like thing online where if you go back and watch like the moment, like so in at All Out 2022, Punk did a tope to the outside, bringing down bringing down John Moxley. Oof, oof. I was wa- I was watching an EC3 interview today, and he kept saying Dean Ambrose during it. So that's why. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, people. God. Oh my God, you WWE Mark. Anyway, anyway. So if you watch like that clip, right? He does the tope to the outside, takes down Mox, and then he looks at his like tricep, and he just like does like push-ups, and then if you go back and watch the this year's Royal Rumble, it's like a similar thing where like he like notices that
yeah,
like his pec or his excuse me his quad is like messed up, and he like does push-ups again. So it's like I don't know. That was like that was just an interesting thing I saw. Like I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
how
It
he's
was.
testing
It
it
was.
out.
I mean, I don't know. I this is maybe just my opinion. I think he should just hang up the boots altogether.
That is a good point because like he is. It's looking like he's becoming injury prone.
Yeah, like he's been injured. He was been back in wrestling what 2 years, maybe 3 years, and he's hurt himself almost every year.
3 times in 3 years. Yep.
Yeah, might be time to hang him up.
It is. I wouldn't say he should hang him up. It's difficult, right? Because like I think WWE did the right thing with CM Punk as far as like trying to not over expose him to potential injury.
Right.
Um, like they were doing the right thing. Like his first televised match was at the Royal Rumble. He did
I mean,
not wrestle
he's done a
before
few
that.
dark matches, like you said,
Well, yeah, he
but
did one
this
dark
is first,
match at
yeah,
MSG,
this is his first televised match.
but yeah, but it's been like sparing. Like they haven't had
Right.
him go out on Raw or whatever wrestle. They didn't have him come out, and do stuff at day one or nothing. Like it's been the vibe was we're saving him for big shows,
Yep.
and that's what I would have done. It is just unfortunate that that happened.
Like you said, though, I said this to a buddy of mine, and I honestly believe that is the truth. I believe he's accident prone. I believe it's wrestlers un like amazingly stay longer than they should. Some of them do. I mean, look at Sting. But Sting is what 6 years old
65.
and has wrestled what 2 years.
What he's no, it's been like what since
It's,
2021. So he's
so
been
it's three
wrestling
years
3 years, yeah. Dude, yeah, Revolution to
and
Revolution, yeah, 3 years. He's been back.
has not, from what we know, hurt himself. So like whatever conditioning CM Punk is doing, he needs to do it better. Because I'm not sure if his body conditioning is getting his body ready for the impact and beat up like he needs to take. Like it's something he's not doing right.
maybe. I think also like I mean like he's like 45 and he's got a lot of mileage on him. Like it's just the God's
Well,
honest
yeah, he
truth.
does. He definitely does.
And like I think people's bodies react differently to different situations, right? Like you and me taking a tope, very different results than like
But yeah,
AJ Styles or CM Punk or
I would
whatever.
probably break every bone in my body.
We would both end up in the hospital, right? Um, as opposed to the person we're trying. Tope! Oh my god! Yeah, like the call would be epic. Excalibur on the call would be like,
Is he supposed to be able to see his own ass? I don't think so. Like,
the visual of that was just epic. Guys, hit that like button. We got Max Muller in the chat saying Jade Cargill was the highlight for me. Jade also made her debut in WWE
and
at the
they did
Rumble.
a good job of making her look very strong. She looked very strong in that match.
I'll tell you this, Trevor. That stare down sold me. Give me
Oh yeah,
Jade and Bianca at WrestleMania. It
I
sold
need
me.
it. I need it. Definitely need it.
Good to have you, Charles. Saying those 7 years hit him hard. Oh, we're talking about Punk. Oof. I will say I'm not in the business of kicking someone when they're down, especially when it comes to an injury. But I think it's very different to be critical of CM Punk's like behavior and like whether or not he was his own worst enemy in AEW or the other situations he was presented in. And like like not like be like he deserved what he got, right? Because like no one deserves to like tear their tricep. Like that's just it's unfortunate.
It
However,
is.
Drew McIntyre disagrees. Trevor, I don't know if you saw this,
Dude. Now, if if anybody is an ass, Drew McIntyre definitely. He said, "I've been praying for it." Like, wow, did you really just say that?
Man said, "You got injured at the Rumble. I know because I prayed for it, and I made sure it happened, and I'm glad."
I'm like, wow, this guy.
If Drew wants to be really funny, what he's going to do is go out with a win at WrestleMania against whoever he's fighting, and then leave for AEW, and then come back like, I prayed for this moment to happen, and it finally has. He came for my spot, and I'm here for his. Like, it would be hilarious.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. That'd be great, though.
But yeah, Punk is injured. He's going to miss WrestleMania by all accounts. It's terrible, unfortunate for the WrestleMania plans because the match was Rollins versus Punk, and even that was like had a little bit of doubt thrown in there, depending on what they were gonna do with Rollins. He's good to go, it seems, but Punk obviously cannot. So, big question, Trev. What the hell do you do with the world title?
Yeah, man, it's wow. Like, do you give Gunther a go at it? I mean,
Well, Mario Cortez in the chat just says pick one WrestleMania 40, Seth Rollins versus Gunther, winner take all, or Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, but Drew would put his career on. Both of those heat. Both of those are heat.
I like both of those. But see, if I do Gunther and Seth Rollins, winner takes all, I'm having Gunther come out on top.
Oh, Gunther for the dub.
I'm having Gunther on top. Like, he to me is, of course, if everyone looks at WWE top to bottom, they're going to say the two best wrestlers are going to be, of course, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. They have the belts. They've been performing pretty well. For my money, I will throw Seth in there, but to me, Roman's not even my top three pick. Is Gunther. Gunther's number one for me because he has defended that belt every chance he's gotten. He's defending that belt more than once a week. He's defending on Raw. He defended on SmackDown. He has defended on actual shows To me, before Seth Rollins, I mean, because to me, I have him number one, Rollins number two. So before Seth Rollins, he was doing what he had to do. So to me, it's Gunther.
So Trevor thinks Gunther is gonna be taking the Punk spot. I think you have a chance to do something very special. I think you can tell a story. Triple threat, because you got to make this match as big as possible.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you also have to find a way to get Gunther from SmackDown. Or sorry, no, he's not on SmackDown anymore. I apologize.
He's on Raw.
He's on Raw now. It's the damn draft split. Anyway, yeah, you have a shot here to do this. Gunther coming in and saying, Seth Rollins, the ring is sacred, and so is my title.
Why is Gunther Irish?
I don't know. I'm trying to do his accent. It's not like every time I do like a Austrian accent, it just ends up being like Bruno.
Austrian accents are hard to do though. They are.
Like I don't want Gunther to be like, what's up? Like I can't do that. Like
yeah,
so,
it's a hard one to do.
Anyway, so Gunther comes out and he's just like, the ring is sacred, and so is my title. And what you are doing to my ring, wrestling in the condition that you are, is insulting. Not only to this ring, not only to this business, but to me and my title. And you could tell a story where in order to bring that sacredness, that honor back to the ring and the world and the title scene on Raw, he challenges Rollins to a winner-take-all match because he doesn't deserve, in the condition that he does not deserve to be champion. And then you have McIntyre come in and say, I deserve to be champion too. I had my moment robbed of me at WrestleMania 36 in Tampa, and instead I wrestled in front of no one and Brock. And then Big Show came out, and he was like, well, I want a title match. And then you end it by like Rollins being like, but what do you got to offer? And that's when Drew hits him with the my career. So do it.
I mean, you could
winner take all. Drew puts his career on the line. That would be great.
That would be cool. I mean, you can make a big story out of that though. You definitely could. Like you can make a story out of that, and the fans would eat it up. Eat it up.
Hell yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do. It's also like Mania plans in general are kind of like up in the air, especially with like Brock, because Brock was supposed to be at the Royal Rumble, he was not, and there was a big reason why.
What you're about to get into?
I mean, we can talk about it. Well, let's go through some of these chats real quick. First, Mario says Seth versus Drew versus Sami Zayn. Hey, give Sami a chance. Let's go.
Please.
I'd be down for that. I love Sami. Saying Seth ain't injured though. He is injured. He is. Yeah. He just will not be able to wrestle until WrestleMania.
Yeah, he has what we said earlier, MCL tear, I believe.
Yep, MCL tear.
It's something else.
Meniscus. He has like a torn meniscus as well. Charles says Gunther losing his title before Mania. Nope. Gunther holding all the belts.
Yep.
The ring is sacred, and so are those big strapping shoulders he's about to hold both belts on. Charles says, I pick Andrade versus Rollins if healthy. Gunther versus Jay for WrestleMania. I love it.
We don't know what show Andrade is going to be on, but not yet.
And I will say, when that El Idolo played, like that was like one of the biggest pops in Rumble. Although the Royal Rumble did reveal one big flaw in WWE. Their music is ass.
Oh, it's terrible.
Because nobody knew like some of these people coming out.
Terrible.
Like it's Johnny Gargano. What the hell? That's not what his music sounds like.
That's not him.
Mario says the only person enjoying this is Ryback. Didn't Ryback say he would like leave he would like leave the internet forever if Punk returned
Yeah,
to
he
WWE.
changed that. He's like, oh, I didn't say
I
that.
didn't say that. The big guy eating those steroids and eats steroids for breakfast. It's like the wrestling version of Liver King.
With scrambled eggs.
I wear short sleeve shirts under long sleeve shirts under short sleeve shirts. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. Well, let's get into the reason, Trev, why why Brock will not be at WrestleMania. Vince McMahon is a scumbag. There's no other way to put it. So lawsuit comes out just late last week, revealing shockingly vile, disgusting, and quite frankly disturbing allegations of sexual coercion, misconduct, and a whole lot worse that Vince McMahon allegedly committed alongside John Laurinaitis in some instances, alongside others who knew about this. And one of the people who was implicated in this lawsuit that forced Vince to now resign was a former UFC star that WWE was trying to re-sign. There's only one guy. There is only one guy, and it is Brock Lesnar. So, basically, Brock Lesnar was involved in this case, or he was alleged in this case, or implicated in this case, I should say. He was not at the Rumble. I don't know if he's going to be at Mania. Endeavor seems very serious. Like, it's come out that Endeavor is very serious about ridding themselves of anyone who's close to this. So don't expect Vince to be back ever. Don't expect John Laurinaitis to ever come back, and expect some of those longtime Vince people to be gone. And depending on who knew, man, like, it's all up in the air. Like, I will genuinely say this. Like, if it is found out and if it's publicly known that Triple H knew about what was going on, I think he's well within the picture of being gone. And that's not hyperbole. It is. I think that's just how Endeavor's are going to operate in this situation. But Trevor, what were your reactions to this news when it first came out?
There are times when, like, you hear something on, especially news, especially wrestling, sports news, which is what we cover, that, I gotta write a few things down. I gotta remember what it is so we can talk about it next week. I gotta talk to Omer so we can definitely get together and figure out what we're gonna do about this. I didn't even reach out to you when this happened. I think you reached out to me. And I was in the middle of doing something around the house, and I sat down. I literally wrote 3 pages of something to actually say. Then I looked at these 3 pages, and I ripped them out the book, and I ripped them up. Because I don't care how this sounds. I don't care whose feelings I hurt. I just don't care. I jokingly say, if something happens, that I'm not going to watch WWE anymore. If Vince McMahon was part of WWE, if Triple H has something to do with any of this, guarantee I will never buy another t-shirt. I will never buy another ticket. I will cancel my WWE subscription. Because, to be quite honest with you, the fact that this is even a thing means that Vince McMahon is the most vile, sadistic piece of human excrement that this world's ever seen, and he deserves everything that happens to him. He deserves everything that happens to him. And I know how hard this was for you to report too. Like, I saw it on the thing. It's not something that you want to talk about. And Mario, you might be right. Bruce Pritchard is probably out of there too.
Ronda Rousey called him out by name. This was wild.
He did. He did. She did on X. Like she's literally said he knew about it. Like it's it's coming out that a lot of people knew about this. Oh, and don't get me wrong. Like I'm not. This is not single handedly on Vince McMahon. Brock, I don't care how big you are. You're a piece of shit too. I don't care how big you are. I got weapons. You're a piece of shit. Jokingly, of course, but no, you're a piece of shit. Like you to even accept this, to even now he hasn't come out and said anything, and I will definitely uh, uh, use the right verbiage for this and say if it is true, Brock Lesnar is a piece of shit. I've never been a big fan of his anyway, so this is just another reason for me to feel the way I feel. But something's got to be done, man. Like these women got to stop feeling like they have to put themselves in a point where they can be in a place where they can be subjected to this bullshit. Because the thing is, women don't feel like they have rights. Let's just be honest. That's why a lot of them don't speak up. They don't feel like they have rights, and so they want to keep their job, and their jobs are threatened. And this is why this is happening. And like someone has to step up and be the first to be like, yo, screw this job. This is more important. My sanity, my self-respect, so more important. And they got to stop being afraid because this shouldn't go on. This shouldn't happen at all.
Yeah, it is. It. You know those moments where you're like, you're talking to your friends about like wrestling or whatever, like it's like, yo, wrestling, right? What's this all about? I
Right.
had a few of those moments when with people I work with or whatever who like were like, hey, so like you like wrestling, you watch wrestling, like this Vince McMahon thing, like how bad is it? Like, because people,
Right.
it's beyond just a professional wrestling story. This is
And they
new.
announced it on ESPN, actually. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I mean, like this is like I think a lot of people are really underselling how horrifying and horrible this is. And that's not me saying like if anyone did, like if this was an AEW thing, it would be just as horrible. And people did criticize Tony Khan and AEW management. They're still asking for like them to answer the questions about those NDAs, right? But the fact that this was chronicled in such an official capacity in such detail and graphic quite detail, it is it's horrible. It's horrible. And yeah, it. I think I agree with you, and a lot of people do tend to agree with you. About whoever was involved should be gone. And I think Endeavor does agree with you. I think
Oh, they definitely do. They
they
definitely do.
because what they don't want is for this to be because at the end of the day, remember Vince is like gone. Like there is no way, no chance in hell that Vince McMahon comes back in WWE. It will never happen. He is
Who knew
gone.
that song could bite him in the butt?
Well,
No
it's never
chance.
happening. He doesn't own the shares anymore. It's
No, he
over.
doesn't.
Like no McMahon works in WWE,
Nope.
and it is if you juxtapose this, if you compare this right to what we saw the first time Vince resigned, which was what Stephanie coming out. Everyone, let's go. Thank you, Vince. Thank you, Vince.
Right.
And like we come back to here, and now it's like Triple H be like, I want to focus on the positive. We had a great show, and the
Right.
greatest Royal Rumble of all time. And like, I don't know if you watched the post-show press conference, but in that press conference, the only person of the last two speakers who were actually asked about these allegations, the only person that even came across anything close to an executive was Cody Rhodes, because
Yep.
he answered the question to the best of his ability and added he added to the conversation and he answered for it. Triple H didn't just chose not to answer. He was like, I don't want to dwell on negatives. It's not a negative. It's someone's life.
Exactly.
Like it's with all the, you would think with all the money, media training that he's got, he would have known better, but he doesn't apparently.
Now here's the thing. I feel like that it's kind of a double-edged sword to a degree, right? Because in one hand, you're like, okay, I kind of get why he doesn't want to talk about it. Maybe he doesn't want to give it power anymore, and he doesn't want to talk about this woman's life. He doesn't want to drag her through the media
That's
scrum, all that.
That's not why.
But at least, I know it's not why. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Then on the other hand, you know exactly why it's coming. You know why? I mean, it's business at the end of the day, but also you're married to the man's daughter. That's family too. Like you want to put a cap on it as quick as possible and get back to what matters the most at the moment, which is Royal Rumble business. This is a person's life, like you said. First and foremost, this is a person's life. This is a person's livelihood. This is a psyche that is completely messed up. Feelings that were completely hurt. Like we can go down the line of what happened here. But at the end of the day, you saying you don't want to talk about it is kind of bogus.
It is. I agree. And I think there's a lot of people out there who are saying man, but oh my God, he poor Triple H, he's just put in such a bad situation. Blah, blah. He's an executive at $1 billion company.
Yeah.
That's what you get paid to do. You get paid to answer tough questions. What else do you do? That's the frustrating part. Because if it's, Trevor, let's say we're in school, right? We're in school. Teacher asks you, why didn't you do your homework? And you're just like, I don't got an answer.
Right.
People will hold you to more account for that than they will Triple H for literally just refusing to answer questions like, what is WWE? He was asked by Seahawk from the Ringer, what is WWE doing to protect people in the back? What are they doing to protect women? The bare minimum he could have done there was answer that question, and he didn't. He was just like,
nope.
Well, I think it comes down to family, and you can't Don Toretto this shit away. Come on, bro.
No. It's more than that. I mean, if you honestly claim you treat these people like family, then you should have stuck up for her and gave her an answer. You should have enough respect for her in her situation to give an answer, and you did.
Yep,
you did. But I had there was a guy on a post about the Vince McMahon thing. Two wonderful humans, actually. One said that everyone wants to get on Vince McMahon, but at the end of the day, you can't get mad at him because he brought us wrestling. What he did for wrestling, what he did for WWE was amazing. And I'm looking at this and I said, sir, do you really know what he did for wrestling? Let's go down the line. He lied to his dying father on his deathbed. He got rid of wrestling promotions, wrestling territories, put people out of business. He also, for years, lied to the public's face, did heinous things behind the public's back. Yes, God bless Vince McMahon. You're a moron. You're an absolute moron.
Anyone who believes that they cannot believe that Vince McMahon would do something like this, like something this bad or evil, you obviously have not been paying attention to anything. This is someone.
Not the first thing he's done.
This is someone who has.
One of the first things he actually just got caught about.
It's someone who has been like a bully. Like just be straight up. He has been a bully.
Yeah.
He has been bullying JR. He's bullied every comment. You ask Josh Matthews a few years ago, kind of talked about what it was like to have Vince McMahon in his ear, and he said, Like, Vince would, like, go around the building telling people that he was going to yell and say the most vile, disgusting things to me in my ear for 2 hours. He would go around gloating about it.
I remember hearing this,
And then he would do it. And for 2 hours, you would have, being Josh Matthews, Michael Cole, whoever, would have to listen to that shit 2 hours while trying to do commentary on a show. This is someone who, when JR had colon surgery, did the freaking, JR's colon surgery skit where he pulled his head out of his butt, right?
Yep.
Someone who, who's just had that type of behavior, but it's also someone, Trevor, who in the 90s, when Jimmy Snuka murdered Nancy Argentino, was allegedly part of helping cover that up in a way.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we know. The wrestling world, as you and I both know, if you go back far enough, it is a very dirty, dirty business.
Dirty, dark place full of sexual misconduct, murder.
And Vince McMahon was at the top.
He was.
So I don't want to hear that. I've talked about Rita Chatterton and those allegations before. I don't want to hear the whole, this dude is he would never do something like that, because just all you have to do is look at what we know. What we know is true.
This is just what we know. This is just what has been brought to our attention. Imagine what we don't know.
Exactly. Anyway,
like you mentioned this Snuka situation. He's the same person when Owen Hart died on his show. He offered his wife condolences and tickets to another show.
That's crazy. That's psychotic.
And one of the people that you thought would never agree with Vince McMahon, the Hart family, was like, oh, he tried to make it right. Let it go. No. Don't let it go.
It's the same dude who, the night after Brian Pillman Jr. was found dead, had his wife do an interview live on Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
Insanity. Let's see. I don't even know where to go from here. I mean, like, where do you go from here?
You unfortunately, that's why I kind of hope this was the last segment, because you can't really go anywhere from here.
Well, we can go even darker. Dark Side of the Ring's coming out with another.
Oh shit! Yeah, we could. Yeah,
we could if we want to. Well, Dark Side of the Ring season 5 is coming out. So here are the 10 episodes that are going to be coming out. Dark Side of the Ring starting on March 5th. March 5th. That's pretty soon, actually. Just about a month away.
Mm-hmm.
We got a show about Chris Adams, Sherry Martel, Terry Gordy, Black Saturday, the day that Vince McMahon showed up on on Georgia Championship Wrestling TV. Yep. Crazy. Chris Colt, the Sandman. One I'm really looking forward to in the Earthquake. That is going to be John Tenta. That's going to be a must-watch.
We love John Tenta on the show. We definitely do.
Hulk Hogan. That's great. I love John Tenta.
I love John Tenta, man. Oh, such a great guy.
Remember when he was the shark in
Yeah, it was a shark. It was Earthquake. Who was Hulk Hogan? Tugboat. Who was Tugboat?
What do you mean?
So there was a wrestler named Tugboat.
Yeah, it was Tugboat. That was the dude who played the Shockmaster.
That's right. That's right.
That was the dude who played the Shockmaster. There was I'm pretty sure he was like Dusty Rhodes' like cousin or brother or something like that.
Something like that. I think you're right. Yeah. I love Tugboat too, though.
Yeah. No, I love that shit. And then back
in the day, Vince McMahon was such a piece of shit. Hey, look, you're a big guy. We're gonna name you something very insulting.
And then he was Typhoon. Remember, he was Typhoon.
You're what? A good 500 pounds, right? You're built like a boat.
Tugboat.
What? God.
That boy built like a boat, boy. Like,
God.
oh, oh,
Oh,
starboard looking ass, boy. Like,
boy.
oh, oh, oh,
Dick, man.
oh, dinghy on the dick looking. Let me still. Could you imagine Vince? Like,
Dingy on the starboard head
imagine
ass.
someone backstage roasting him. Oh,
Dude,
where's your
that's
booty looking? All right, all right. No, not nowhere of that, but wow. All right, going back to the dark side of the ring.
that was fun.
I'm seriously like, super interested in the earthquake one because
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think John Tenta, aka Earthquake, is someone who has never gotten their flowers as far as how great
Yeah,
they were. Like
I feel that way. Yeah,
we also
I
got
feel like him. That same thing about Boss Man too, though. I feel like
yeah,
Boss Man Ray Trailer never really got his flowers as well.
fully agree. But I do love that Dark Side of the Ring in a weird way is kind of like a place for wrestlers to get that when they didn't to get like a very well put together
Right,
piece about them.
right. I'm stuck.
We also got Harley Race,
That's gonna be a good one.
Buff Bagwell getting a Dark Side of the Ring.
I'm buff and I'm the stuff.
Sweet! Oh no, I'm not. And then finally, by God, finally, Brutus the frickin' Barber Beefcake. If he's the main event, if he closes out the season, it's gonna be a damn shame.
Dude, like every like season finale they've had has been a doozy.
Let's go through those. Season 4, Marty Jannetty.
If you have not, guys, if you have not seen that, yo,
yo.
just
That's it. No, don't say no more. That's it. Yo,
just golly.
Boy ain't right. The season 3 we had the steroid trials, which was a crazy one.
That was a crazy one. Even though I thought they could have ended on a stronger one with that, but that was a pretty interesting one.
That's one that I think they could have ended on or probably should have ended on like Collision in Korea if you wanted to go for like the crazy like one, like either that or like the Luna Vachon one probably would have been like a more appropriate.
Yeah, one. That one. And what was the one where the guy was XX something? The dude was a former porn director, and he
XPW. I'll have XPW. You know, XX. I was
it
like,
was accident.
Tentacion, RIP.
It was accident.
No, that was that's that you're talking about. You're talking about Rob Black from the owner of XPW.
Rob. Yeah, I know his name when I hear it, but
he is. That is XPW. Just this fever dream.
That's a thing that happened.
Season 2 finale was the final days of Owen Hart.
That was a strong one I know too. That one, like out of all of them, that one I couldn't watch it all the way through at first. I finished it like maybe a couple weeks later, but like I couldn't watch it all the way through at first.
And then season 1 finale was Fabulous Moolah.
Another big shit. But I say that is no. Yeah, she's big shit. I don't say that lovingly at all. She's big shit.
Nah, she's not great. But anyway, which one of these are you most excited to see? We got Chris Adams, Sherry Martel, Terry Gordy, Black Saturday, Chris Colt, The Sandman, Earthquake, Harley Race, and Buff Bagwell. We're not even going to talk about Brutus because I know you're not excited to see that one.
No, but I know it's going to be wild.
So many lies are going to be told in that
Dude,
one.
He's such a liar.
He's going to be like, yeah, that's when me and Hulk decided that I shouldn't get the belt and it should be Warrior instead. It's going to be so wild.
He's a bigger liar than Marty Jannetty, and that's almost impossible.
Unless you're Hulk Hogan. No one lies like Hulk Hogan.
True. Yeah, because Hulk Hogan was, I was supposed to sell this guy, brother, and that's not what happened.
Well, okay, The Rock too. The Rock is wild with. If you watch his Joe Rogan podcast, the
Yeah,
lies that this man, I was like, oof, he's in Hulk Hogan territory. Not with the
he,
racism,
he,
but with
he
the
he
lies.
told some lies too, but he didn't tell the whoppers that Hogan and Marty Jannetty told though. But he has told some lies.
My favorite Hogan lie was the fact, or my favorite Hogan lie was when he claims that at WrestleMania 3, when he went toe to toe with Andre the Giant, that he was calling out spots during the
Yeah.
match, or that Andre was calling out spots during the match, and Hogan was like, "Brother, I didn't know if I was going into that match winning or losing, brother. It was whatever Andre wanted to do, brother." I was like, you know damn well, Andre was like, okay, I lose.
Like
That's
the
my that's my Andre, by the way.
I understand. It's a pretty good one, unfortunately. Um, one of the biggest lies for me was when they did when they were talking about him and Roddy Piper, and he was like, "Brother, Roddy never sold anything, brother. I had to beg Roddy to sell, but Roddy would not sell me at all." And I was like, "Wait a minute, like who's the star here?" Like, and Roddy was so jealous. No, Roddy could care less about you.
The audacity of Hulk Hogan to call someone else jealous.
And the audacity to say no one else sells. Dude, you didn't sell a finishing move.
Hey, Hogan sells, man. I saw that lip quiver in WCW 1998 when Old Warrior came back.
No, I
Rosie.
think that was actually real because he was afraid. He thought he was dead.
You know, damn, Rosie's, Triple Z up there all the way in the Raptors at the United Center. They saw that. They saw that. They saw that lip
And that
quiver.
reenacting when Horace Hogan came.
Your dead father, my dead brother.
Oh, Jesus.
Sandman's gonna be an interesting one. Black Saturday is gonna be a must watch too.
Black Saturday for me. Black Saturday. Chris Adams. I definitely can't wait to check out.
And Sherry
Um.
Martel.
Oh, definitely. Sure. Yeah. Sensational. Sure. Definitely. Um. Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be a wild season, man.
Well, it's
I
been a.
see you're keeping the beard up.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna groom it. It's just it's in a very fuzzy phase right now.
Fuzzy,
Look
yeah.
at that. We're gonna groom it tonight. Don't worry. Look at that. Give my beard a handlebar. Anyway, um, guys, as we wrap up, head down the home stretch of this show. Trevor, let me know, what are you watching?
uh Not it's funny thing is not much wrestling related. I did watch a couple interesting matches. One rare one was it was Shawn Michaels and um Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestling in Kuwait.
Jesus.
Right. It was actually a pretty good match. Um and then a very big throwback to New Japan Wrestling with what's his name? Dr. Death Steve Williams, um Chris Benoit when he was wearing a mask. I don't know a lot of people know that. Was a Kid Dynamite or something like that? Kid something.
The
I forget what
Pegasus
he was.
Kid, I think.
Pegasus Kid, yeah, Pegasus Kid, that's what he was. And their opponents were Owen Hart and oh, I can't mess this one up. Who was the other one? It was a very good match. I can't, for the life of me, cannot remember who it was
Is
right
it
now.
Jushin Thunder
But
Liger?
no, it wasn't. I wish. But
Onion
no,
hair, Jushin Thunder Liger.
it was someone well known. I just can't remember right now. But anyway, very good match. It was a tag team match. Very good match. I've been watching a lot of old matches recently. Got to, and I always forget how big Mr. Perfect actually was. That man was like what 6'5", 6'6", and every bit of like like 280, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was wrestling. It was a dark match. He was wrestling Brock Lesnar. He made Brock Lesnar look small. It was crazy. I forgot how big Mr. Perfect was.
Yo,
Very great shape.
I forgot Brock. I always keep forgetting that Brock wrestled in New Japan. Like, it's a like he did matches with Angle in New Japan in like
Yeah,
2000. Like, that's crazy.
it's crazy to even imagine. Yeah. It's also funny to think because I mean it was big that back then, but you forget how big it was. I forgot that Benoit and Owen used to wrestle in New Japan.
Yep.
They wrestled there quite often. I mean, Owen wrestled a lot of his early career in New Japan, and so did Benoit.
Yo, wrestlers back in the
And
day, they got around, man. They got around.
they
They were
did.
making the rounds. They were making the territories. Do. Well, Trevor, we got a
Yes, sir.
lot done in this show, I think.
I think we did. I think we did.
Yep, a lot of good stuff. And we appreciate all of you who joined in. We got Charles saying he's excited for the Sandman story, New Jack and the plane ride from hell. Those were wild ass episodes.
Oh, they definitely were. New Jack himself. Oh my god.
Punk been exposing Vince since day one. Oh, yep. EC Dub, not XP Dub, not XP Dub. Guys, this has been a great episode. I've enjoyed this so much, Trevor. Hope you have as well.
Too. I have, man. Sometimes I feel like I need this.
It's been a long Tuesday, and we got OT Graps. We're heading up to episode 60 next week. It's gonna be a fun time.
Absolutely.
No logo change just yet. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna keep. I like the SmackDown vibe. The SmackDown 2000 vibe. I don't know about you, Trevor, but
I definitely am. I definitely like the SmackDown vibe.
maybe we should like do a poll of like what people like what whenever we do change the logo next, what people want to see. Like like what era.
I'm curious about that actually.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll put it up and see what's up. Like, I don't know. But I want to like imagine if we did like Velocity.
Would you know what I was thinking? It's funny you said that. You know what I was thinking? What if you went retro? Like
How
really
retro? How retro
like
we talk? I'm not doing we're not doing the wrestling classic like just the cursive font. We're not doing that.
maybe like Texas Southern
Oh God, Trevor.
or Stampede.
Oh, we could do Stampede. We could do Stampede wrestling. I mean, it's just there's no color. That's the issue.
Yeah, that's the only problem. You need something that pops, something with some color.
Like we could do. What was that? Oh, maybe we could do like anything new generation. We could do anything new generation.
Anything new generation. But there's some things we can do for like a celebration of certain things, like
CC
for like
says
a month or something.
Attitude Era. We are in the Attitude Era.
Yeah, we are.
We could do. We could pay-per-views. There's a lot. There's a lot.
There's a lot we can do.
We'll figure it out. We're doing We're in our SmackDown era right now, though.
Right now, yep.
But yeah, definitely had a great show, guys. Be sure to go over youtube.com/OT Graps. We're almost to 100 subs on the channel.
At 94, and thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Hells yeah, we're almost there. So much content coming your way. We're going to be releasing clips from this episode that are going to be exclusive to OT Graps on YouTube. Shorts as well. Trevor, we're cooking up more stuff for there too. So much content. YouTube.com/@OT Graps. Let's get us to 100, guys, within the next 24 hours. Let's freaking go.
Do it.
I believe in you, maniacs. Also, guys, be sure to go over on X, not Degeneration, but on the X. Go over on X and follow Trevor on the X. That is TreverTainment. TreverTainment. Anything else you want to say, Trevor?
Thanks a lot, guys. I know this show was a little downer, but we got a good one next week, and we'll still be insane.
Until next time, be happy, be healthy. As always, keep it real.
Love those who are far, hug those who are close, and just have a good week, guys. And somebody you haven't seen in a long time, call them. Tell them you love them.
Tweet at Hulk Hogan and tell him he's a racist. Good night.